The following content is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my name is Ramon Rosales, aka RSLS. My dream is to acquire a creative studio, and these are the steps I get to take to make it happen. Today I just needed to get out of my head for a bit. Artist block. Sometimes it hits out of nowhere. So I figured I'd take a walk in downtown Riverside, clear my mind, and maybe get a little bit of inspiration. In all honesty, just being in motion supports with resetting. Sometimes for me, walking through the city just puts me in a better headspace, because you never know what might catch your eye and inspire you. Our first stop is at Urge Palette. It's one of my favorite spots I always hit up when I need art supplies, paint, sketchbooks, and all that. I grabbed a few things to mess around with later. Sometimes just having new materials makes me want to create. Then I walked over to this new record store I've been meaning to check out. I love seeing album artwork up close. So much detail you don't catch online. And a lot of the times, that's where ideas spark. After browsing, I just kicked it for a bit, waited on the bus. No rush, no pressure, just taking the day as it comes. Right now we're just waiting on the bus.
So send the pain below where I need it.
I wrapped up my trip with some sushi because why not? Sometimes the best way to get inspired is to step away, eat something good, and remember that life's not all about forcing creativity. I started setting up my workspace to get ready for this project. My plan is to create a few fresh designs for screen printing. I'm hoping to build up a little collection so I can share in upcoming videos. I went through some of my older pieces to see what I could bring back to life. I felt like recreating an old lino cut print of a sparrow. It's always been one of my favorite pieces. Originally, I wanted to do something more dynamic, like a sparrow fight scene, but for now I'm keeping it simple and just reworking this old piece. I grabbed my watercolor paper, this is the biggest sheet I have, and set it up on my tracing table. I like using nice paper even for drafts. Makes the process feel more intentional. Before I get started, I always make sure everything is within reach. It saves me from breaking focus once I get into the zone. For the line work, I'm using micron markers. I'm using a number 10 to be exact. I like thick lines and how bold they make the lighter details come to life. I'm excited to see how this design comes together. Even if it doesn't turn out exactly like I imagined, it's all part of figuring out what works out. For the shading, I'm using this ballpoint pen I picked up from one of my friends at work. Their partner actually makes custom pens, and this one has a little Sully from Monsters Inc. on it. I get to work slow with this part of the process, just taking my time. Ballpoint pen is really delicate, so you really have to use the lightest touch to build up those layers. The whole process is about patience. You want to start with the faintest lines and gradually just keep working the contrast. For this design, I'm trying to recreate the look of feathers, so it's a lot of tiny lines and subtle shading. Definitely takes a while, but it's worth it. This is where I have to be extra careful. If you press too hard, you lose all the softness and the shading. But there's ways to go around it, but a majority of the time it stands out like a sore thumb, and unfortunately you just have to start all over again. Personally, I think that's why I love using ballpoint pen. There's no erasing, so you just have to trust the process. This piece took me about 17 to 18 hours, close to a day actually. But overall, I'm in no rush with this one. Sometimes the best ideas show up when you slow things down. Little by little, the texture starts to come together. It's always satisfying watching it build up. Right here, I'm outlining barbed wire at the bottom of the bird's feet. I just like how barbed wire looks in the artwork. It feels gritty and raw. I actually took a little inspiration from the Mexican flag on this part. The way the eagle is perched on the cactus, it's such a classic image and a good reference for shading. I didn't include the snake, but I just thought replacing the cactus with barbed wire would make it look sick. I also took a lot of inspiration from other artists like Mike the Giant and Freddie Corbin. I really like Mike the Giant's work because his line work is just so bold. It's like he does a lot of it with Sharpies, which I think is sick. His style has this clean but raw feel to it. And Freddie Corbin is one of my favorites as well. He was the young guy coming up in the tattooing world, and he actually got to work alongside Ed Hardy, which is pretty wild to me. He also brought in a lot of that classic imagery like sugar skulls and that old school tattoo aesthetic. Once the barbed wire is lined out, I switch over to a red micron. For this one, I'm using a 08 or a number 8 liner. I'm using my initials from my last name, Rosales, to RSLS. I shortened out my last name to RSLS for convenience and aesthetics. It's just easier to tag 4 letters instead of spelling out the entire name on every design. But you can call it Rosales or RSLS, either or works. After all this chaos, I decided to take a few dabs for myself and sit back for a few seconds. I gotta appreciate my work after working 16 to 17 hours straight. Before I wrap it up, I wanted to put one of my stickers out in the world. I always like leaving a little mark somewhere just to remind myself to keep going. Keep going, keep creating, and don't stop, because you never know who's watching. My name is Ramon Rosales, aka RSLS, and that concludes the end of this video. Till next time, peace.
I got the X, so get into taking drugs. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, get into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, mommy, I got the X, so get into taking drugs.